being foolish, so I'ma show you what the truth is. It's only you, it's only you, it's only you. I'm not always there when you call, but I'm.
Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Korean Gonisha, and today, as you can tell by the title, I will be giving you guys 5 tips on how you can improve your life. So, number 1, you need to be able to have a consistent schedule. Now, I definitely recommend a consistent schedule, but if you can't get a consistent schedule for throughout your day, you at least need to have a consistent schedule for your morning. Meaning, if you know you work at 9:30 a.m. in the morning, right? You know you need to be up by 7, so that way if you want to do yoga in the morning, if you want to work out in the morning, if you want to read in the morning, if you want to make breakfast in the morning, or however long it takes you to be in the shower, so you might want to take a hour-long shower on every morning, or whatever it is that you want to do that morning. So anyways, you want to have a consistent morning routine at least, so that way you can start adding in more stuff in your life. Now, if you can come up with a consistent routine every day of the week, it doesn't have to be the same thing. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I do this schedule, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I do this schedule, and you can alternate it. It doesn't necessarily have to be every day of the week type of schedule. You could do every other day. You know, it's really just up to you and what you want to do. But once you get a good schedule on your life and you know, okay, it takes me this long to do this, it takes me that long to do that, then once you get better projects and new projects coming along, you know, depending on what you're doing, or more studies or more classes, or you know, you have to schedule in certain things. Now you know when you can do that because you have a set schedule. You know, okay, between this time and this time I usually do this, but I can kind of sacrifice this for the day. Or okay, I have a new project this from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. I have a free block, so why don't I take 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. for that to be the time I work on my project, the time I work on me, or whatever the case may be for you. Of course, you want to individualize that as best as you can. Number 2, now this one may seem like, girl, what is that gonna do for you? But I promise you guys, it's changing my life, and I know it's gonna change yours. I would say listen to a podcast. Now, for me personally, my favorite podcasts are like Slay Girl Slay, the Naya Ivy podcast, what's another really good podcast I love? The Loud Black Girl. They haven't made any podcasts lately, but I've been listening to their old stuff. But I got hip to listening to podcasts back in 2017 because of Miss Ashley Devana. She has a few videos where she talks about the podcast she listens to, so I will gladly link that in the cards above, where you know you guys can get to her channel, because she talks about a lot of podcasts on her channel as well. But yeah, more to the story is I got hooked on podcasts. I started listening to Monique Rodriguez podcast. If you don't know who that is an owner for Mayo Organics, and that was the podcast that really sold me. Next to that, it would be the Naya Ivy podcast, because she just keeps it real through and through. But I definitely recommend listening to a podcast. And when you listen to this podcast, don't just listen. Sit down, take the time, write some notes. If you gotta listen to the podcast a few times, then just do that. But definitely sit back, take notes, re-listen, and I'm telling you, you will go far. If you want to work on confidence, there's podcasts about that. If you want to work on self-esteem, there's podcasts on that. If you want to work on being single and, you know, just living your life, there's podcasts about that as well. So definitely make sure you guys go check out some podcasts. Number 3, get to know yourself. Now, you never ever want to get dependent on being with a man or being with a woman just because you feel lonely or you don't want to be alone. You want to make sure you're getting to know yourself a lot, so that way a man or a woman is just a little added seasoning salt. You know what I'm saying? It's not the whole thing. It's not the salt, the pepper, the paprika. It's just a little bit of seasoning salt. It's not really nothing to it. And ways you can get to know yourself. Take yourself out on dates, figure out what you like, what you don't like. For all my women out there, sorry man, I don't have a video for y'all, but for my women out there, I do have a video about how you create the woman that you want to be. So go ahead and feel free to check that out, because it's very relevant to number 3 about how, you know, just learning yourself and knowing yourself and just figuring out who you are, so that way you can become a whole person and not be a half. Number 4, revisit your goals. Now, I think this is one thing that we all need to keep in mind, because we all go through the new year phase where everyone's new year, new me, new year, new goals, new year, new this, new year, new that. But very rare do people stick to their goals. It's one, because people are not going back and checking on their goals. Like for instance, for me, one of my goals for this year is I am going to reach 1,000 subscribers this year. I said it, wrote it, cast it out. I am going to get 1,000 subscribers this year at least, okay? And I decided that because I'm like, you know what, I've been on YouTube for a very long time, but I have not been as consistent as I want to. So you know what, I've been revisiting that goal, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to get here? Make more content, post more content, so that way YouTube sees what I'm doing and they're like, okay, let's push her because we know she really wants to do this, and making content that you guys would actually like to watch as well. So therefore, you just need to revisit your goals to make sure that you're actually doing that, or even to make sure, is that the goal that you really want to do? I also had a goal this year about, you know, just meditating more and, you know, getting more in tune with my spiritual self, and I revisited the goal, and honestly, I haven't really been doing much about it. My physical appearance, haven't really been doing much about it. So therefore, I revisited my goals, and now I know what I need to do to get everything back in order. The last one, and probably the most important on the list, keep your space clean. And I say that to you as someone coming from a recording room that is dirty, okay? Because one, I'm filming, so of course it's a little messy, but you want to keep your space clean, because when your space is clean, your mind is clear. Like, I've noticed when my space is dirty, it's usually because I'm going through something, I'm not feeling how I should feel, and I'm just not in a great mood, good mood, or whatever the case may be. However, but when I'm in a clean space, I'm like, oh, my mind is clear, I can get to work, I can focus. But when my space is dirty, it's a lot to, you know, focus and think and do a lot of different things. It makes your mind cluttered when you're in clutter. So make sure you guys are keeping your space as clean as possible. Y'all, so that's the end of this video. I hope that you guys liked it. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.